We then proceeded at that point into our simulated countdown.
Lunchtime, kids! All right! Hello, friends. It's lunchtime.
Welcome everyone to the Lunch Break Show. I am Josh. I almost said 3 welcomes. That'd have been way too many welcomes. I caught myself at 2.
No need for that.
Yeah, two's a good cap. Everyone having a good Wednesday so far? A lot of exciting things.
Filled Wednesday.
Yeah, sorry, I was waiting for somebody else to jump on that. Yeah, it's been good.
It's been ongoing, keyboard slamming, design. Yeah, we're very busy here.
I wanted to ask about, Matt, your description for the show today. Sit down with your sad sandwich and stale cracker.
What?
Jeez. There's a lot of hurt in that. Yeah,
we bring the joy into people's lives.
Having a bad day today?
Sad sandwiches and stale crackers. Well done.
Like, I just imagine someone sitting there just having a rough Wednesday and tuning into the lunch break to get a little bit of enjoyment out of their sad sandwiches.
Just thinking to themselves, like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
This has got to be it. I
can't go on.
I don't know if I can make it to the end of the day. And
then we're here.
Tune into the lunch break.
Boom. We're here for you guys.
11 minutes late.
I just went to a meeting in downtown at the DPD station in downtown. They have upped their security game.
Really?
Yeah.
DPD being Dallas Police Department.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, the Dallas Police Department. They have upped their security game down there. It's like airport security.
Wow.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Like metal detectors?
Yeah. You walk through the door. You get ushered into a side hallway. You walk through there. They take off your belt, take off your phone, keys, whatever you have that's metal.
And by them, you say you.
Police officers. Yeah, for me, take off all my stuff, put it all in a bin.
Yeah.
They run that through an X-ray machine. You get on the outside. My boots cost, so I had to roll my pants up to show I wasn't have anything in my shoes.
Wow.
Actually, on immigration services, you do that too.
Well,
when we went for our interview, yeah, it was the same. But
sorry.
What?
Go.
Distraction, create distraction.
It's funny. No.
Quick.
I turned your sound off on your computer. That was coming through the mic. We're good.
Yeah.
Why were you at the DPD? For inquiring minds.
We had a meeting that we were doing down there, trying to get one of our speaker clients to do a presentation with the boys and girls clubs that are of DPD.
Mm-hmm. You know what bums me out about going through like additional security that's been added to a building, like I imagine it is with the DPD in their side hallway? The building like wasn't designed with that in mind, and that's okay. Like I get it, it's added, but like it always just feels weird. Instead of just like walking into the doors like it was meant to be, it's like, okay, now you got to go over here in this weird little side hallway that's been converted into a security room with like 2 detectors and some miserable security guy, and like it's just like it kind of sullies the experience of what it's supposed to be walking into a room. Like suddenly it's a whole operation, and that's okay, I guess, for the safety and security of everybody involved, but. It's just kind of a downer.
Well, they had the shooting downtown
right
at the station, which caused...
Yeah, not saying they don't need it. I get it. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of like the TSA at the airport. It's just a bummer. Just wish I didn't have to do it.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, what they have done is the area like behind security while you wait, they put a little like museum in there kind of, where you can like see a 1910s
cool.
DPD squad car.
That's cool.
That's something.
It's something to kind of like, help pass the time.
Yeah, just
wait,
dress it
squad
up a little
car?
bit.
How big is this thing?
The cop car, it's one of those like Model T style, like old 1910s car.
Like
Oh,
a hand
okay.
crank engine.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sure.
that's
Yeah,
cute.
yeah.
Oh, that's
so
cute.
Neat.
they had a giant floral display from the New York Yankees for some odd reason.
That's cool.
They gave them flowers, I guess, on the 7th in honor of the officers who, have been attacked. And
No,
stuff.
no RoboCop swag.
I did not see any RoboCop swag.
That's a
I
real
would
shame.
imagine
Yeah,
that.
crying
Missed
shame.
opportunity.
Yeah, crying shame. You know what, guys? Someone did, I'm sure, toss it out as a
As an
I
option.
would
throw
hope
some
so,
RoboCop.
yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah.
sit back down.
If my tax dollars are going anywhere, it should be to RoboCop swag next to security at the DPD.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree.
I talk about the DPD to talk about another story that I saw in the news yesterday. A slightly different twist, but it involved police officers. And that is a local man in the New England area went into a Planet Fitness.
Good for him.
Being
healthy.
Being healthy, all those different things. Their motto at Planet Fitness is a judgment-free zone. Apparently, it is not an entirely judgment-free zone.
That's a nice thought, though, right?
good thought.
You go in, you're a little out of shape.
Sure.
You want to get your swell on without any sort of judgment.
You're swole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many
exactly.
times do you try and get your swole on?
Get max gains.
Max gains.
Either way, he attempted that, but he wanted to do some yoga, which, okay, fine. Go ahead.
I'm sure they have
A modern
classes for
man.
that.
Yeah, go ahead and grab the mat, get your inner core worked on.
Your chi.
The problem is that he liked doing yoga with no clothes on.
Oh.
Where's the problem?
So, he walked in,
Right.
grabbed a yoga mat, disrobed in the middle of the gym, and started to do yoga.
Okay.
So the judgment-free zone has limits. They call the police. The police show up. I love his response. Only thing he said was, "I thought we were in a judgment-free zone." That was his only hey.
Is
I
it
don't
judgment
know.
though? I mean, were they shaming him, or did they
They
say
call the
anything
cops.
about him?
I think calling the cops is the ultimate form of shaming someone.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's help paint me a picture here. Was this in the middle of the gym, or was this like a classroom off to the side or something?
Does it matter?
A little. And I'll tell you why. Because if I went to the gym and they had one of the side classrooms with full glass windows, no lie, and they had a yoga class in there, and there were some people in there naked doing yoga, I'd be like, okay, and I'd hop on the elliptical and do my cardio. Like, I don't have to look at it. It's judgment free. It's a gym. Like, I don't know. People are wild. People could do what they want. I'd probably just let it go and do my workout. I don't think I'd call the cops on anybody. But if it's like in the middle of the gym, center row or anything, or even off to the side, if it's in the same room, if it's in the receptacle that I'm in, then I've got an issue.
If there's no glass or walls,
That's right. It's true. Yeah.
then I feel
If you're in a
safe.
separate
open air.
closed off room,
No,
I can
no,
see-
sir. No,
I can
sir.
see you, but like it's separate and it's its own thing. I don't care. Like I really don't.
See,
but
my thing is if I can see you. Like, if you're
Right.
in a closet, a yoga closet, and it's like you have it preserved for an hour, I don't care.
I mean, it's like
But if I can see you in all of your glory,
Right.
and you're doing upward dog or whatever the positions are for yoga,
stop.
then I don't want to be anywhere part of that with you not wearing any clothes.
I'm gonna draw a far analogy, and you're all gonna punch holes in this because it's not a great one. But
I'm ready.
If I went to a nude beach, all right,
Yep.
it's a when in Rome kind of thing. Right?
Sure.
Other people are naked. I guess I would be too. Whatever. And I'm cool with that. I have a problem with proximity. Like, you can be at a nude beach and people can be over there, and that's great. It's when your towel is right next to mine and I don't know you. That's the issue. That's
But
when
if
it's like,
you-
okay, you're too close. You need to back up. So
Yeah.
if you're doing your own thing in your own space and you choose to be seen by people, I guess I'm okay with it. But if you're in the space that everybody else is in, that's where it's an issue. That's where I have a problem with public nudity. That's the hang up for me.
Yeah, as long as they don't bother you specifically.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Got it. So it's a very.
Look,
it's very,
I got my headphones on. I'm. What did you say? Getting my swole on.
Sure,
All right?
yeah.
I'm getting those sweet gains. Like I don't have time for nude guys doing yoga. All right. They can have it.
One might argue plenty of people there at that place were not focused on just improving themselves and were worried more about the naked man in their vicinity.
I
It's
will
true.
say a nude guy entering the room changes my outlook on like what I'm doing at that moment.
Well, I have to imagine. You think he came out of the locker room nude, or do you think he kind of had a little on, like shorts or something, and then walked over, took them off, and started doing
the
yoga?
article said that he disrobed in like on the area.
Good for him. That's the way to do it.
I mean, otherwise he would
Because
never
then,
made
then
it.
at least you get a couple yoga bits in, right? Like if you walk out of the locker room, somebody's going to stop you. Somebody's like, "Hey, sir."
Yeah.
But if you get out there and you're in the middle of the minefield, then you can get the action. Like that's the way to go.
That's when, yeah. I remember one time I was with working with a youth at a church. We were doing an overnight lock-in at a YMCA.
Good time.
Yeah. And I was a sophomore in college. And all of a sudden, this guy came into the YMCA. Apparently, the security guard did not lock down well as he thought it was locked down. This was a homeless guy, just kind of wandered in, and so we're all off in this big hall, and all the teens, co-ed, we're watching a movie or whatever it is, and me and the youth pastor both saw this grown man walking in, no clothes on. And you go, this is not going to end well. This is not going to be. And so we got one of the female sponsors to take all the students away and call the police. And we had to wrestle a homeless guy because he was coming at. He wasn't trying to fight us, I don't think. He just wanted to talk. We were trying to keep him away from getting into the room where the other teams were.
Sure.
And we weren't trying to push back. We were just like, hey, you can't go in there. And he was being forceful. So eventually one of the other sponsors grabbed him. And once one guy grabs him, you all kind of do. It's all or nothing. I'm not going to watch a friend of mine fight a homeless guy by himself.
All right, those are the rules of dealing with a naked guy. Is once one guy grabs him,
you all go in. Yeah.
It's almost like Fight Club rules.
Yeah, I'm like, I got top.
It's a little disillusioning for the kids in church camp, right? Naked man, youth ministers calling the cops.
Yeah,
that's extreme.
A whole lot of weirdness. We had to have a meeting afterwards and what happened, and the YMCA was involved. Church board, and it was a big ordeal. Apparently, when there's nudity at a YMCA camping trip, there's some explaining that has to be done.
In regards to the man and the Planet Fitness, I have to respect anybody who's willing to push the boundaries of the rules. What does judgment mean exactly? Does that mean I can be naked? Now we know, but we didn't before. And for that, a tip of the hat, sir.
you have done it.
Will they change their slogan?
Yeah. Sometimes we do judge.
No
Planet
judgment
Fitness.
except nudity.
Yeah. Take a quick break. When we come back, we have an unfortunate situation that took place in an Uber. We'll tell you all about it.
Команда X. Циклоп. Росомаха. Шельма. Гроза. Зверь. Гамбит. Джубили. Джин Грей и профессор Икс.
Нахал, блядь!
В сериале X-Men.
What did I just see?
That was a compilation of the Russian X-Men made out
That
of
was so good.
videos from Russia of people in Russia doing very goofy
Russian things.
in very low quality 240p. Yeah, I found it. I was like, maybe this would work for a break. So Matt, what do you think? And Matt watches like, absolutely, that would work for free.
Yeah, totally.
So here we are. Yeah, Russian X-Men.
Okay.
All
there
right,
we go.
yeah.
That's all
Moving
you said
on.
about that.
Yes.
So we have a story about an Uber. We've all had by now. Have all been in an Uber in some sort, shape, or way. I've had friends who were Uber drivers who loved it, some that hated it. We all have experiences. What is y'all's best experience inside of an Uber?
Man, I can't even think. I haven't had that
Or worse,
many.
I guess.
I can't think. I can't say that I've had a good or a bad. I've had fine experiences in Ubers or Lyfts, but I can't think of one that was particularly bad. I don't like the talkative ones.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not trying to be unfriendly or anything like that, but there was one time where I took an Uber. It was only a couple of blocks, but we had done a long walk and our dog was tired. So I was like, well, rather than walk all the way back, I'll just take an Uber back to the house, take the car, and come pick her up. And so the lady that came and picked me up was saying, oh, I used to live in this neighborhood, and I was right down the street there, and now I live in Greenville or something.
Of course.
And I drive for this and that. And I'm like, great. I didn't get in here to get your life story. I mean, I'm glad you're friendly, but just get me to my house and let's just end this transaction if we can.
I'm a big proponent of the idea that every Uber ride, when you book it, should have a little checkbox that says, do you want to talk? Yes or no.
Yeah.
And you should just be able to be like,
Right.
no. And I should get in the car and be like, hi. Be like, hi. That's it. Like, that's all I want to. Thanks for the ride. Thanks. I don't want to talk to a stranger. Like, if I get in an elevator, I'm not obligated to talk to people I'm riding with. Like, why do I got to talk to people in my Uber?
Yeah.
I get the little small talk stuff, but, like, I just don't want to do it. Like, I don't know. Yeah, so what am I going to say? Nice car? How'd you get this gig? Like, I don't know anything about this person. They don't know anything about me. Like, let's just keep it congenial and move right along.
But
The
if
smallest of small talk.
If you're a tourist, you're talking about recommendations. So this is what the traffic is
I mean,
always
you
like.
can, in which
Yeah.
case I'd like to check the yes box. Yes, I'd like to talk, but most of the time I'm like, this is not for me.
In some places, I think Lyft even has, when you're leaving your rating, it has like a couple of different things that you can choose about the person. I think one of them is good conversation. So they encourage that behavior. They encourage that for their drivers, I guess, as a mark of excellence if they had good conversation.
And plus, it helps them because if they can talk to you and they can share with you their story, and they have 4 kids and they're hungry, you're more likely to give a tip. Whether you're just the guy I said hi to, you're this nameless, faceless screen that I can look at, and then I'm gone.
Yeah.
Then sure, I give him a smaller tip, if any tip at all.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I have two stories.
Oh,
one
wow.
good one really bad one. Because that's life.
Sure.
So when we travel, Diego, my husband, works really close to the airport, so it's very often that he will park at work and we'll just Uber. If we're going for a couple of days, we're not going to pay like $20-something per day to park in the airport if he can park at work.
Yeah.
So we leave the car there. So it's roughly between a 7-10 minute drive, which normally isn't really the best cup of coffee for Uber drivers because they get more money the longer the ride is.
Right. It's 7 minutes. That's got to be like an $8 ride.
Yeah,
or
and then
something. That's very
$5
short.
goes to Uber straight away.
Right.
And then they only get like the rest of it.
Sure.
So funny enough, we get on the car and these men starts just bashing about Uber, and he's like, oh, where are you going? Like, oh, actually not going far. And he just complains the whole trip about how Uber is set up, how it doesn't actually make money unless you have a Prius and it's a battery car because gas, it doesn't work. The whole trip. And then he's like, and like short trips like this don't really work out. Like a horrible 10-minute run.
A man after my own heart. Sounds like me. Like,
Jesus.
I love this.
I was like, is this really something we can go behind? And then actually, Diego ranked him, 3 or something, and then asked in the comment to never be paired with his driver again, and he rated him 1 star. They don't know what he do, but because we had such a short stint, they were like, yeah, whatever, just giving you 1 star. So actually, his rating was pretty bad for a long time about that one guy. So Uber will actually do something.
Just because he took a short trip? That's what he was upset about?
Yeah. We were nice.
The driver gave wait.
Yeah.
Oh, so the drivers rate the customers?
Yes.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
write you
wow.
back. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you
See?
rate
Yeah.
your Uber driver and they will rate you back.
Is there a website, checkmyuberrating.com or something?
On Uber.
Oh, okay, you can see?
On Uber.
Oh, I gotta
my
check
God,
this
we
out
have
right
to do
now.
these.
Hold
Oh,
on.
dear
Yes.
God.
Actually,
Go ahead with the other story.
Let's all
Let
go
me-
and check because I can do this.
Everybody
I know.
follow-
I know
well,
mine's rock solid because unlike Zach, I communicate with my.
I
drivers.
talk. Oh, I
Well-
talk. Let me be clear. It's just like this show. I'm conversational, but like I don't
I know.
don't
I
wanna
don't
be
like
here?
doing it. Oh, stop that.
Is that what you're saying?
no. It's just when I'm in an Uber, you know.
I know
just
someone
wanna
that
go
has
to my
a
place.
5-star rating.
That's me.
Is it you?
Yeah.
Well, someone else, not you.
I have
But,
two. I
now
have two
know-
five-star rating. I have
Wow.
10-star.
All right, I have a 4.97. How
I
are
ha-
you doing?
I have Uber installed somewhere. Give me a minute.
Oh dear
okay.
God.
All right. So I'm gonna jump. Matt, do you have Uber?
I don't.
You
no,
don't?
I
Okay.
don't. I've used it maybe once. I
Okay,
use
fair enough.
Lyft more often, and I don't know how to find my
don't
rating
know.
on Lyft. I'm sure it's great.
Anyway,
I'm sure it's great.
I bet it is. I just actually don't know where to find it, so I'm
I know.
sorry I can't help.
Uber rating.
Yeah, the good story. I was getting a ride, really kind of like short because it was just to the train station. I was on my way to the airport, and I don't own a car, so obviously that wasn't an option for me to walk. And so I somehow put the wrong address, and we end up in the middle of nowhere. Like, we weren't actually too far, but we stopped the ride, and I just looked to my left, and instead of a train station, just, these weird neighborhood with just a blank, garden. And I'm like, oh, great. I have no idea where I am. And so the guy's like, okay, where is it that you need to be? And then I told him, oh, okay, I know how to get there. And so he just dropped me there at the station rather than in the middle of nowhere. So that
That's
was
nice.
good.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I was actually in a rush to get on my train, and I managed to get on the train. So I was like messaging him. You can message people back,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Thank you, I made it." So he was great.
5 stars.
5
I
stars.
have 5-star rating.
5 stars.
Oh, yeah?
Which is surprising because the last time I took an Uber, I definitely forgot to tip the guy. I don't know why I turned off my
Oh,
phone
is
when I
that
got
what
out of the
you
car and went up to the apartment and like started unloading my stuff from the airport. And like 20 minutes later, I realized, oh yeah, I just never like.
I didn't think
never
you
gave
tipped people
feedback
on
or
You
Uber.
don't
anything.
have to. You
Yeah.
don't have
Well,
to
yeah,
tip.
but I'm surprised I got 5 and didn't bother to give the guy anything. I figured he'd be like 3 stars for that
Aw.
guy from DFW.
Note: cheap.
Right.
Yeah. So this story takes place in an Uber as well. It involves bodily functions. Zach, I'm going to let you take the lead on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, of
So there's this thing going around now called an Uber scam. You might have heard an Uber scam before, but this is the new hot one. Apparently, drivers of Uber are reporting that people are vomiting in their cars when they don't. Specifically, they'll take a photo of the inside of their car, find one on the internet, when somebody does vomit in a car, and they'll hang on to it. And then they'll give somebody a ride at 2 a.m. from a bar. They'll drop them off at their place, and then when everything's congenial, they report to Uber right after, hey, this person threw up in my car, here's a photo. So Uber dings the person who was in the car like $150 to get the car cleaned. And people who don't check their credit card statements or whatever, or at 2 a.m. aren't thinking, I should check to see if I just got scammed by that Uber driver, just get dinged, and that's that. And so you might find out later, oh yeah, that Uber ride cost you like $180 or something ridiculous. It's a good bit. It's a good scam.
So how do you
not a bad
prove,
scam.
How do you
Yeah.
prove that you didn't?
I guess
don't
you
know.
refund,
Yeah.
or if
I assume Uber probably
Uber
defaults to
can
the
do
customer
that.
side, right? Like I
Not
assume
necessarily.
I would presume Uber would throw their drivers under the bus before their customers. I just think that's the kind of company Uber is.
In the past.
Yeah. So I would assume you just, argue it and say, no, I didn't do that. They're probably aware that this is becoming a thing, that
Yeah.
the drivers are scamming them, and they refund you, I guess. I don't know.
I imagine it's, I don't know, maybe with a lot of things like that, online refunds and stuff where they'll give you the benefit of the doubt for the first time, but if this one driver keeps submitting claims for vomit in their car,
Yeah.
I would have to think that they might treat those a little bit more suspiciously than the first time they do it. I assume. I don't know.
yeah, that's true.
Uber's just start requesting they like do videos with timestamps, like hold up an edition of today's paper,
Yeah.
like an o'clock, and like show the video of the vomit in your car, and that's proof.
Or
Because-
take a picture, have the rider take a picture of the car as they leave.
Yeah.
You know, the condition of the
Maybe.
car as they
Yeah,
leave
that's
or
true.
something.
And here's my question.
Yeah.
If you wait a half hour or even 15, 20 minutes, you knew the guy threw up in your car.
Right.
Like, there's no way that, like, oh, I just found that. Like, you
Oh, yeah, you know right away.
Right.
Yeah. And so if you don't report it right away, then I would say it's not valid. If you wait until you get your rating and the tip and you get to the location and that guy gave you a high rating, odds are there was no
Sure.
regurgitation going on in that car.
There's got to be a handful of Uber drivers out there who didn't know when somebody vomited in their car. What a horrible surprise. Right? Like, that has to
How
happen
can you
somewhere.
Someone has thrown up in the car with me before.
Really?
I was in the passenger seat, and it was a night out in Austin. And this person had a handbag, and they just threw up in their handbag, which I thought was nice because it wasn't like their car. And so they just opened their handbag, and there's no way I would have
cannot.
ever. I could have had headphones in. I would have known instantly that someone threw up in the
You
car.
would
Yeah,
have been
it's
aware.
obvious.
It's obvious.
Okay,
So,
well,
on that fun and pleasurable note,
Yeah,
quick
vomit.
break. When we come back, we have social media. The customer reviews on that aren't looking so hot as well. Coming back on that right now.
Lunchtime, kids! All right! Hello, friends. It's lunchtime.
So we'll see. You know, they're supposed to be real gangster, but ain't nobody real scared though. I just want to say that. All right, here we go. It's cute or whatever.
being
The
extemporaneous.
guy that when they pull the pin, he got shot out, the slingshot right, whatever that
Yeah.
one was, that one looked legit to
That's
me.
always a good one.
The woman screaming bloody murder, that looked legit. That looked like she was getting chased by the Scream villain. Like, that was extreme. That was great.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite. I love ride freakouts.
They're genuine.
Really?
When
Yeah.
they feel genuine, they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the people that faint.
Those are
sure.
good too.
There was one that like that person kept
just go
on
limp.
fading, waking up and fading and waking
Right,
up.
they're
It was
screaming and then
so
falling.
good.
yeah, that was again those slingshot. I've never done that ride before. That's got to be intense
I've never done one either.
Probably.
Yeah.
because that was the one where she screamed, passed out, woke up, screamed,
Right, yeah.
passed out, woke up. Like in the course
guess.
of like 4 or 5 like seconds, it was like boom.
I don't think I've ever done one of those. I've done one of the swing, like the really big, where they strap you in a harness and then let
How's
you
that?
go. It's scary.
Yeah.
Like because you free fall for a while. It's not just a.
Oh, man.
It's not just a smooth swing. And when at the very beginning you free fall until the line becomes taut, and then you swing. And once you start into that swinging motion, it's fine. But the few seconds of free fall are a little bit intense.
I'm a big fan of those slingshot like launch fake outs. I don't know if you've seen those where like
Oh,
right
yeah.
before they launch the slingshot, like right before the employee hits the button and the people are all nervous sitting in their seats, somebody else will be like, "Wait, no, don't hit it. One of the things is loose." And they're like, "Wait, what?" And then they hit the button and launch them. Like,
Yeah.
that's a good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, oh god.
Or they'll
Yeah.
throw something that looks like a
Yep,
bolt
yeah.
or something like that.
Oh,
Like
sure,
oh.
yeah. Throw a rope across or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I'm always paranoid of sliding under the seat because there's a lot of seats that I just get squashed to one side and I'm like trying to grab as much as I can with my arm.
I've never had that problem before, so.
I wish I had that problem. My problem's the exact opposite. They're like, pull the bar till it clicks, and I hear just trying to get in there, like click. You're like, okay, well, I hope that's enough. Like,
When you're a kid,
Yeah,
that
good
happens.
Lord,
I
trying
mean,
to
if the
squeeze
seat
in.
can fit an adult, if you're like a child, you just like everything feels like you're gonna go.
You didn't
under.
see me as a child, this size, 5 years old. I was a man. I was a man child.
ready for life.
So customer satisfaction index, the ACSI, is out on social media.
Okay.
They ranked all the different social medias on here, and they said that whether their customer satisfaction has gone up or down. Any guesses on the highest ranked social media?
This would be people who are happiest. The
when
platform
they
where people
use
are happiest.
The platform.
Which social media platform? You
Yep.
mean?
Yeah.
It can't be Facebook.
It is
No,
not.
So
okay.
what-
I think
Please
Facebook has to
God,
be like
no,
one of the worst,
it can't
right?
be Facebook. I feel pretty good with Pinterest.
Okay.
So I wonder if that's
Why
the
is that?
case. Because it's just positive content there, like DIY, recipes, like get to do new exercise, or like learn how to make a new skill. You know, it's positive content. It's
That
not
is
like
true. It's
bashing.
positive content. I'm sure there's got to be a rabbit hole on there for politics and different sort of stuff.
Sure.
Maybe.
I know for me, I tried to have a I tried to have a Pinterest page for a while, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep up with all the pinning and things that
It's tough.
And it's so hard. Like I had like a book section, books I like. I did all the ones I like, and then as I didn't go back and update, and why? Like who wants to go to my site and make, oh, he likes these books and he likes to travel. Everyone likes to travel. Got it.
They have like travel, like the best places to visit, for instance, San Diego or blah blah blah. So you can actually gather inspiration from there.
You are right. Pinterest did win. Pinterest went up, and they have the highest ranking. They're at 80% approval.
Oh,
80% approval.
Yes.
That is so dumb.
I mean the 20% is
I
when
don't
you
like
do
Pinterest.
a
Well,
recipe
yeah.
and does not work.
I don't like Pinterest, and I'll tell you why. Because Pinterest mandates logins. You have to log in to see anything. And the problem with Pinterest is they have a ton of really cool content. They do. You totally do. Yeah,
Totally
I have
do.
like 3 Pinterest accounts because I'll forget how to log into one. And they put so much content like on the front page of like Google Images. So if I go looking for like a cool tattoo idea, right? I'll find like
Which
8
you
hits
often
on
do.
there.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. I find like 8 hits. Don't have any. I find like 8 hits on there. It's a dream. 8 hits on there that'll be like something cool, and I'll click on it, and it'll go to a Pinterest page, and it's like, give us your email, and we'll let you see this. Like, I hate that. You're filling the internet with stuff that I have to provide you information to get. I'm not into it.
But if you did use it, you'd find all sorts of cool stuff on
no,
there.
because I have like 3 accounts, and like I always use. I do like Josh. Like I'll use it for a day, and then I'll get bored and move on. Like I guess for its user base, for people who are super into it, sure. But I mean, that's a little biased, isn't it? That's kind of like the Chick-fil-A thing. People are like, Chick-fil-A is the best. Like, well, yeah, people who are Chick-fil-A is going to think Chick-fil-A is the best. Like, so I don't know.
I feel like Instagram has to be up there.
It's gotta be.
I like of the 3 that I use, which is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I feel like Instagram is usually the most. I usually feel the best coming out of that, but Twitter and Facebook is just a cesspool now of just people hating each other. So I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that's up there.
Oh man.
So I'll say that Twitter is the lowest. Twitter
Really?
is ranked
Okay.
at
Oh, okay.
66%.
Not surprised.
Facebook should be the lowest.
Yeah,
All right.
Twitter shot down 6 points to 66% approval.
The president uses it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LinkedIn is also at 66, but it's on the incline, so it's up 2%.
Okay.
Really?
Facebook slips 1, so they're at 67. So they have right above.
So they're right there.
Right there. But I've never met anyone. I said this before on the show. I'll say it again. Never met anyone who got off of Facebook. Like after like spending an hour trolling, it was like, man, I feel better about myself. No. I've never met one person. You're always like, oh, this person's. Can you believe this guy? You're making fun of the pictures they took. You're making fun of where they went, what they're saying, the blog, whatever. Their mom shame. It is just riddled with people who go on there and just hate.
Yeah.
It is so easy to hate on Facebook.
Oh yeah. It's rough around the edges.
I remember when there was all this talk about how the anonymity of the internet is what makes people angry and say awful things. But man, you look at Facebook and you look at, I mean, your real name is out there, your picture is out there, and the stuff that people say on there, or the news sites that have transitioned to Facebook logins for comments, it hasn't slowed anybody down.
Nope.
It doesn't matter. They'll say whatever they want.
You know what I love about Facebook? The folks on Facebook who are usually older, but that's not exactly not a rule, just a guideline, who look at Facebook as some kind of like genuine platform to engage in honest debate with people. That is the worst. Like, if you've seen that, you'll see somebody on Facebook that'll post some stupid political meme, and somebody else will say something about it, and then the comments are just going nuts with, like, paragraphs responding to each other. Like, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your time?
Yeah.
Like, you're not making anything
No one's
better.
even reading that.
You're both more angry for it. Like, oh,
Yeah, no
man.
one's gonna be like, "Hey, man, you really changed my views on this."
Yeah, nothing is going to turn around.
It happens
And you
once
don't
in a
feel
billion
better, they don't
times.
feel better.
Yeah.
That timely political gif was perfect. All I needed to see.
Yeah.
That's again. I totally agree with you. That's something that my wife and I have conversations about because we know people who post thought-provoking stuff online, and I think they're looking for an audience of people to go, "Hey, I read what you're saying. Here's some issues that I have with that, or have you thought about?" Like they're wanting that, and they get 1/3 that, 2/3 shenanigans. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like you could have the most intellectual friend base on Facebook. The problem is that they all have weird friends. So as soon as you post something, their friends see it. Or as soon as one person uses a hashtag with fake news, it's done. It's over.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone found it, and then all of a sudden, it's inundated with, I think I saw one guy who was against a political statement, and he just was getting lambasted from everyone for his views, which is awesome. And so what he did, he goes, well, all right, fine. I'm getting picked on, so I'm just going to send a whole bunch of GIFs. And started apparently it's called GIFing. Where you just like GIF, you like fill up the whole feed.
Just
with
inundate.
with GIFs,
Wow.
so that no one can talk anymore. So then they had to, we banned that guy from this chat room. Like, this whole congratulations. You are to me, this is
Way to
not
go.
helping. You're not helping anything. No one anywhere walks away from that conversation going, okay, I now see the other side more clearly.
No.
If anything, you're just more ingrained in your beliefs because you took on a nincompoop who uses GIFs as a way of arguing, going, well, I clearly defeated the other side, therefore my side is right.
Right.
It's not right. It bothers me.
And I'm a big fan of the Facebook better than thou crowd. I've talked about this before with you guys, where you'll do one of two things. You'll either make statuses that are supposed to be like meta, talking about how people fight and people argue and it's not worth it, or you'll make statuses talking about getting rid of people, like finally cleaned out the friends list. Man, oh man, I feel great. Or the best, I'm deleting my Facebook account. It's finally happening. I'm getting rid of it, folks. I can't take the hustle and bustle anymore. I'm better than this. I'm getting rid of it. I love it. And there's always people like that. I feel like everybody has somebody in their friends list that is that way. And it's stunning to me.
It's true. I think the gold to me is when people, older generations, go and have a whole this is a beautiful family, this is a beautiful moment, normally on positive things, and then they'll sign with their name.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's your name.
Gene, my grandpa
It's
does that,
your
and I love
photo.
it. Yeah.
That
Signs
bothers
his
you?
name. Yeah.
That bothers you?
Yes.
Not all the hate rhetoric that's on there. Not all
That's
the,
clearly the worst thing going on Facebook.
By now, it's kind of I'll just scroll faster through that. I don't even see it. There's so much bothering me that I'm choosing that.
that moment.
Something that I was thinking about this morning of all times, MySpace had that I wish Facebook would introduce, just a little bit of anarchy in the mix, as if there's not enough. The top 8 friends list.
Oh, that was a mess.
Oh,
man.
no.
That was
it was the greatest.
far too political.
Oh, man.
I
do you
never
not-
had MySpace because
Okay.
in Portugal it was only for bands.
Yeah.
And mainly for bands. So
Right.
not
It's
everyone.
very
would
music
have it.
based now, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Yes, the top 8 friends list. What it is, you have a friends list like you have on Facebook, but on your MySpace page where you could have like cool custom macros and like sweet colors and music that would play and like images and stuff, and
was
a
a
custom
mess.
cursor. Oh, it was a whole thing. You would have where your friends list is displayed 8 friends listed, like their photos and their names, and then a button that says, "Here's the rest of your friends." See other friends. You click that and see everybody else. But you picked those top 8 friends. You picked them. Yeah, it was your
And
gallery.
you picked the order. It was
of
not
your top 8.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there was a number 1
yeah.
in there.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
And there was someone who just squeaked into the top 8.
Yep. So if you got like a hot new boyfriend or girlfriend, they're on number 1.
Sure,
And if
yeah.
things are on the rocks, they're off the list, and that was the whole
Right.
thing. Oh man.
Or they get moved down just below your
Yep.
best friend.
You got
or
the
something.
obligatory family spots, but they'll probably be in the last 4-ish. You might
Yeah.
throw your sibling in the top 4. Man, the top 8 friends list.
God,
It was a thing.
I
Like-
hated it. I
Oh,
hated
it was,
it.
it was the best. It was like visual speed.
'Cause
dial.
I think it was top 4, and then they expanded
Yeah.
it to top 8.
Wow.
And then by the end of it, they were at 16. They
Oh,
got
maybe that's what it
out
was.
of
What's the
control.
point
Jeez,
at
that's-
that point? Yeah.
But
Nothing
if
matters
you don't make
anymore.
the top 16. I mean, come on. Are you even friends?
Right. But on Facebook, though, what you can see now is the people that interact more with you.
Right.
And you interact more
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
But this was
So-
publicly displayed. Like this was So this was
Anyone
anybody who
that went
came
to
to
your
your
site.
page.
This was your
Oh.
gallery of your
Right.
best of friends.
So
And-
yeah, luckily for me, MySpace came out when I was like in college, I think. Or was it in high school
yeah.
for us, right? Yeah, when I was in
Yeah,
college.
yeah.
So don't really care that much. If you're in high school,
that was the thing.
oh, that was pecking order. That was who's best friends with who.
Right.
So
Wow.
because every girl had like their best friend, but like well, this is my best friend for like my third period class.
Right.
My best friend. So you get like oh man.
Right. Well, I grew up with this person. I have to be in my number 1. I know we're friends now, but we were friends then. Oh, it was a whole
Yeah.
how to do. It was great.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
And I
chaos.
missed that.
Utter chaos.
Real quick, because I know we're about to jump off this.
Yeah.
What's the deal with LinkedIn? Because I feel like
a Jerry Seinfeld
yes,
bit.
I feel like LinkedIn is crowded by two crowds. All right, it is either people who are maybe a little older or maybe aren't into social media as much, who feel like social media is important. I have to be on one, so they like tie it into their job. Entrepreneurs maybe, or people who are like very young and in college and feel like, well, they need to get opportunities and network, and LinkedIn is like an easy excuse for that. You know, like, oh, well, I like this person on LinkedIn. Like, you update your LinkedIn account, right? Who else is on it?
I'm not on it. Actually, no, I don't.
am
I don't
on
have
it.
an account.
I
I
have
probably
one.
I have
should.
one.
Yeah, I get on and update it like once
I-
every 2 months.
I use my account for personal stuff, like for like my little side business that I do with conflict management.
Right.
I use it for that. So I post like conflict stuff or employee relations stuff.
right, like
on
it's
that site.
entrepreneurial-esque. It's kind of
Yeah.
your own shop. Yeah, like I can get behind that, but
I have like 4 or 5 different people that I think kind of are the types. So there's the people that are, thought leaders on something and keep posting interesting stuff that then you will share. And then you have other people, they are the ones that do not understand the difference between Facebook and LinkedIn. So they will kind of like upload selfies of them, kind of like at work, but it's such a Facebook thing, like, oh, look at me, like, best day ever at the office today, my
Right,
bestie's going out tonight. I'm like, does this person know what's the difference here? And then there's the people, they are the vicious adders. They just add everybody.
oh, they're the worst.
They add, and then I'm like, why would I connect with someone from like Australia or Mumbai or I don't know, Slovenia? I don't know.
Those
I just
Slovenians.
like they'll ask you, and I'm like,
Why
no,
would
I
anybody?
am not going to give you information about me, sir, because they will have access to your email and your phone, and I'm like,
Right. Yeah, you end up on that with Facebook a little bit too. But LinkedIn seems to be much more prone to that because it just recommends people, and people just hit accept on every single recommendation, even if they don't know you. I've gotten ads from people from Australia, people that I've never met in my life. People who like have a background in radio. They're like, yeah, this kid in Dallas, why not? That'll be cool. Like we don't What are you doing? You're breaking down the whole medium. That's not how it works. That's not how the sausage is made. Like, there's an order to these things. There's a,
and then you have the people that message you automatically. Like, hey, like, for instance, they create chatbots or something.
Chatbots.
Or, you know, whatever they call, like, these things that you code something and it will do it automatically. So then these people will email you and be like, oh, you work in marketing, I work in marketing, we should do something together. And then a lot of them, one time I just got fed up and I was like, hey, if you bothered a lot, you would actually write these email and not just send something else. I really replied back. Yeah, I was really upset because I was getting these like weekly, and I'm like, I have better things to do than look at like unrealistic opportunities.
I'm honestly surprised.
But what were you doing?
Right.
What?
But what were you doing at that point in time? Were you looking at unrealistic opportunities?
Yeah. So I was freelancing, but these person like
he was sending you so that it would never happen.
Yeah, it was super generic, and this guy was based somewhere else, and I'm like,
no,
what the hell, nah.
Yeah.
So I got very upset. So those are the people that populate.
Genuinely surprised to see Twitter doing worse than LinkedIn. That's
Really?
I am.
I'm not. Twitter is a mess.
Twitter's
a great place for people who know how Twitter works. For everybody else, it's a horrible, desolate. Yeah, but
I love Twitter because it's a great place to just put something stupid. But man, when I read it, I'm like,
it's the worst.
How does anybody get along with anybody anymore? It's miserable.
Oh yeah.
Well, you had that guy, the director for Guardians of the Galaxy.
James Gunn.
Yeah. Lost his job because of some tweets he did years back.
Right.
He did.
Doesn't that make you want to go back and see what you did?
No, because my Twitter was only created as I was a public figure. So
all right, Josh,
all of those posts were put through the somebody could read this and fire me filter, not through the I don't care, I'm in college and
say whatever I want.
Yeah. I like Twitter, and it's a shame because that's how I started it. I started it actually way back freshman year of college, and I tweeted like 200 times, and I stopped doing it. And then I found it again like senior year or something, or maybe just a couple years ago, and it was like, maybe I'll get back on this horse, and went and deleted all my old ones because they were all dumb, as they all are now, to be fair. Like, they didn't get any better, but I started as, I don't want to be on Facebook where my parents can see things I think. I can't be particularly political. I want to have a place where I can just shout into the void, which is exactly what social media is. I want to have a place where I can stand up on a rooftop and shout my beliefs, and I don't care what anybody thinks. And in 140 characters, Twitter seemed like a great place for that. It's a mess already. And suddenly, like, now it's a place where, like, people like we work with follow me, and that's cool. I'm glad. But like suddenly it became a place where like I can't do that anymore. So I do have to
find somewhere
myself
else
on Twitter. Yeah, I guess I need to go on LinkedIn. I guess nobody's on that.
Yeah. I do need to clarify, and I threw out Tim Gunn got fired. His tweets were awful. His tweets were really bad. They weren't like he just like did some like random meme. It was
they were really
gross. Really inappropriate tweets. Even for me, huh?
You read them? Okay, I haven't seen them.
Even for me, I was like, whoa. That's a pretty hard barometer to cross.
Right.
And he did it. And my wife is right. She said that basketball fans always find me on because there's another guy who plays basketball named Josh Hart. So he ruined my Google Analytics. I was doing pretty well for a while,
right?
And then he won the Final Four in college basketball and went pro. And now I'm like, you Google Josh Hart, and I'm like page 7.
What's his? Wait,
clearly you're a basketball player.
Do you know anything about him really? Like what team he's on or position or anything?
He used to play for Villanova, and now I'm not sure who he plays for.
Gotcha. It's not that I know anything about basketball. It's just you said he won.
You
the
need to get
Final Four.
him on an interview.
He and his team won the Final Four.
He was the main star of the team.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, yeah, you're in trouble. I figured he was like, I don't know.
No, he's playing pro ball and doing pretty well for himself.
Gotcha.
So you have to Google Josh Hart Dallas, and I'm still like second page. Yeah, he ruined my Google Analytics stuff.
Do you ever get an invite from him? Like
no.
To be his friend or anything?
No.
I got an invite from a Zach Lewis in Maine to be his friend. I was like, yeah, right.
I had that happen with a kid in Australia.
Cool
whose
name,
name was
like,
Matt Stoker.
Yeah, come on. I don't know.
He's trying to catfish you.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. There you go. We're going to go right there. On Friday, we'll be back with a much more organized, put-together show. Today was a little bit wheels off, but we're fine. Hopefully our connection improves. All of those fun things. Technology is a
little rough there for a while.
Yeah, beautiful thing. We'll be back on Friday with more topics. Please feel free to email, write, comment, and share. We want to hear from you as well. Have a phenomenal day and enjoy yourself. See you on Friday.